So welcome to Astana. Now this city is incredible. It's only been a capital city for about 25 years. There has been so much money that has been dumped into it to make it a really kind of cool, almost like a Dubai of Central Asia. Let's go check it out.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right.
So there are some really cool buildings. So that is the presidential palace. And behind me these are just really cool business centers. So it's not a tourist attraction in its own right to go in, but externally it takes really cool photos. Okay, so it's a bit chaotic. We've been waiting outside for about 40 minutes and they've let us inside. The Casa is closed, so we can't pay for another 15 minutes. She says it's gonna be at least another hour to get in. It's just a bit of a free-for-all, just Hunger Games just to get in. I'm glad we're out from the heat.
Slide too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
Okay, the lineups just keep going and going and going. So you have to remember, be prepared to always wait in line. There's 3 levels here, so you just keep walking up and up. And the higher you go, the less obstructive view you get of the city. So, as much as they self-manage their lineups, sometimes they break out into fights. But the views are incredible. Entertaining sometimes too. Okay, so here's a pro tip in Kazakhstan. Whenever you walk up, there's going to be self-managed lineups pretty much everywhere. And you walk up and you say, "Kto последний?" which means, who's last? And that doesn't mean once you know who's last that they're going to stay there. They might wander off and they might come back and they just self-manage the lineups. Usually that works really well, but when it's really hot and tired, sometimes people just push through too. So kind of be prepared to have a lot of patience. Okay, so that took 3 hours. It was a bit chaotic, but it was lots of fun. A real rush at the very top because everyone's pushing and pulling. I need to cool down, so we're gonna go to the mall and grab some food.
But we'll see it through.
Okay, so this is the largest tented structure in the world, and it's also a shopping mall. Let's go check it out. So this is on the top floor, or the 3rd floor I should say, and it's like a fun center for kids. So you can play and pay for games. You can go on the, there you go. So you can go on a monorail, which is kind of cool because you can see the whole thing looking all the way down. Okay, so this is where it all starts. Sometimes, depending on the time of day, it's really full. It costs about 12,000 tenge their money to get in there to swim all day. Or, like we did, got the cheap version, just have a tour for 1,500. Okay, so they give you these little booties to put on. And you have like 15 minutes for like an excursion. And if you sit and eat here, you can have longer. So it's a lot cheaper if you just want to come have a look. Okay, so when this place first opened up, all the sand here was brought in from the Maldives, which is pretty extravagant, very Dubai-ish, kind of go big or go home. Right now they don't do that anymore. They just kind of replenish the sand every year, but it's a pretty cool place, as you can see. Winter or summer, I think this would be really cool in the winter when it's minus 40. You kind of feel like you're gone to kind of Hawaii in the middle of Kazakhstan. And if you're a smoker, you can come out here and then you're not smoking inside. Technically, you're smoking outside.
What's left is right. chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Okay, so we're still in Independence Square. Behind me is the Wall of Peace. At night that kind of lights up in a cool little blue pattern, but I'm not going to come back at night this time. And behind me there's the university. It is kind of a creative arts university. The locals kind of call it the Dog Bowl, well, for obvious reasons. Kind of looks like a dog bowl, but the architecture here is absolutely incredible. Lots to see and do here. But the main reason we came here wasn't to see the dog bowl, it's to go to the pyramid, which is across the road. So we're gonna go check that out in a sec.
Be sure to keep the ground in sight.
So it's only 1,500 tenge to get in here, and that includes a tour, a guided tour that will take you through and kind of explain where you are and what's kind of happening. So I'm really curious to see what this is all about. A 3D model. So underground, that's where big, I don't know, opera house or something is. And then as you go up, that top floor is where all these decisions are made for, I guess, world religions. Kind of reminds me of the Trump thing with the orb. It all happens here. Congress of the Leaders of the World and Traditional Religions. Pope Francis, rabbis, grand imams, Russian Orthodox. And I guess you've got like all the religions of the world who've come here for some reason in Astana, and they meet in this pyramid building. I don't know, it's kind of unusual. So you can see there's a mound, and you're meant to stand on the mound up high, and you can see up to the sun up there. There you go. Then you're supposed to say your wishes up high.
Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Now this is where all the decisions are made. Okay, so behind me you got the Nazarbayev Center. Now that is like the presidential library. It's like a bit of a museum of his life, and it's kind of cool. It's in the shape of this big giant eye. However, it's closed. It doesn't say anything on the internet, so you've got to just kind of figure it out. Sometimes when you plan to come to an attraction, it's going to be closed for no reason. This today was by invite only for some reason, so we weren't invited, so we're going to just move on. Okay, so it kind of has a bit of a Sydney Opera House vibe, but it's got blue glass all over it. Which is actually nicer than the Opera House if you've ever seen that up close. So as you can see, it's all really close to each other. You can walk from the big eye of a library, that's the presidential palace behind us, and then it's all kind of the squares and gardens that kind of connects you. You got the beer cans behind me, and then behind that is the tower, and it kind of all goes through. So it's really convenient. It's just really hot in the summer, really cold in the winter, but still really convenient and cool. Okay, and in Astana, you can always go to the banya. Winter or summer, it's the best place to be. This place, just like Almaty, is also huge. Okay, so Slökjum Param, what that means is have a good steam, have a light steam. And look, this one's different from Arasan. So this is a lot more screaming kids, a lot more, I guess, families, not as high end, cheap and cheerful. They don't supply soap, bring your own soap. Probably not as high quality. However, it's a really cheap way to have an easy sauna, banya, hammam experience if you're here in Astana. So definitely worth checking out. Okay, Okay, so I'm going to be trying some of my favorite Kazakh foods that we've eaten in our time that we spent here. It'll be across different restaurants. We're in one called Navat, which is all over, and their food from Central Asia is incredible. Спасибо. Спасибо, all right. That's my dish barmak, of course. And that's the bouillon. With horse. It's so good. Don't knock it till you try it. Alright, so these are bursaki. They're like a little Kazakh red dough. And I like it with sour cream. Yevdashka used to make these all the time, but they weren't so fluffy. His were a bit more crunchy. They come in different shapes and sizes. Yum. Alright, so one of the cool buildings you have to see in Astana is, this is the big Expo Ball from the Expo 2017. And it's like a whole complex. I don't even know what half of these buildings are, but we're going to go inside the ball and check it out. And the focus of this expo was future energy. Obviously, Kazakhstan's a major energy supplier, so they would take a keen interest in it. Hello, Mr. Robot. There's a view of Astana.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized.
Okay, so you can see there's actually really great views of the city. Even if you're not into all the science stuff, you could see the whole city. And the top floor has Future Astana. That's probably the coolest one. And then you just walk your way down level by level.
See it through.
Okay, so that was pretty cool. So if you're really into science, it's basically a little science world. And even if you're not, come for the view or just get an understanding where I guess the future of some of the work that's being done around energy to keep it cleaner and more efficient and different options. Okay, so our flight was canceled. Here we are in a brand new hotel. Now, look, it's not the Sheraton, but airline put us up. So I think we're gonna have a look at old Astana. Definitely not the Sheraton. These definitely look like Soviet apartments. Okay, so as you're walking, you'll see on the side of the road these plants, but it's actually not plants. These are, well, they're plants, obviously, but they're black currant bushes. And they're kind of planted all over the city, which is kind of cool. Okay, so we made it to the airport. The plane, I think, maybe it's that one. I don't know, plane's delayed, only 30 minutes. So we're getting on it. Heading to the next country. So wish us luck. I'll see you tomorrow.